We now return to the King's Dilemma. Alright. Let's deal with this one. Our scouts follow a Hollow Maiden to her lair. The next night, when most of the Hollow Maidens leave to hunt, the Silver Mallet attacks with its full forces. After a gruesome battle and the sacrifice of many, Celestina is captured with many sisters of the Unending and a little girl who looks just like her, probably her daughter. The Mallet wants to execute them all, but the first judge says the little girl should be spared. Do we spare Celestina's young daughter? Isn't that the 9th? Would she be the 9th daughter? Would she be the heresy? Our allies want her alive. Oh man, we've upset these people. They used to be our friends. I am inclined to no. If we kill an innocent, that is hardly the worst thing we have done under my tenure. If we spare her, maybe she's the chosen one? Maybe she makes more? I mean, you kill your villains. Because what was the myth? What was the myth? Can I actually read this? I can. Encyclopedia. Other religions. Rest of the known world. Kingdom of Mir. Other regions. God, read. Considered only a true goddess, she is worshipped, benevolent figure by ancient daughters, especially remote paganism. Claiming pagan gods are misinterpretation of the daughters. Heresy. 9th daughter claimed the mother was not an immortal goddess, just the empress of an ancient land. Yes, okay, so these guys were right. This is the correct, actually. The heresy is truth. The 9th daughter is the immortal empress, so-called. Saint daughters represent a virtue gifted to the world and the avoidance of a vice that could have been fostered by an excess of the virtue. In this sense, they represent harmony and balance. So I think this is just fake. I think this is just false. Cult. We have not unlocked that one yet. These guys are trying to prevent the recurrence, and those are the ones. Well, so Celestine is the heretic. Yeah, we completely missed. So way back when there was that male scholar who wanted to study with them, and we said no, because the cult is female only, all that would have led us down a storyline where we would have learned about Celestina and the heresy, and we'd be probably on much friendlier terms. Maybe. I don't know. The heresy isn't the problem here. It's this immortal necromancy thing that is becoming a major problem. Though, to be fair, I, personally, thought that we might be able to have our immortal zombie soldiers at one point. No, I stopped that guy, didn't I? What do we do? I don't know. Like, on the one hand, I feel like, this is one of those, oh yeah, you can't kill a child, innocent, and then it's gonna bite you because there are no right decisions in this game. On the other hand, maybe she's the chosen one, and like, if we let her live, then she exposes the cult for being what it is, an arm established by an invading force. Because remember, like, Celestina is the heresy. And yet, Celestina's heresy is using necromancy for immortality. And no doubt her daughter is engineered. And what I know from the storyline that we didn't pick this time, she might actually be the king's daughter. Like, if we had led her into court, we probably would have learned about the relationship between her and the king. So we have an immortal empress on the throne again. That is speculation. I have no idea that that's the story. That's just where I'm going with this. Why they would be giving me this decision. Because if the Black Dawn is trying to prevent this, if we kill her, and that is the truth, I, again, have no idea, then maybe they will look favorably upon that, and they will have me be the one that takes over. I mean, here, we're looking at this as like, I have to pay for this. Right? Which usually seems to lean towards that's the right choice. Especially since it pisses off other people, right? Like, there's a price to pay either way. You can take the easy route and say, yeah, let her live. But then that has consequences to the story. Or you can end the story and it has consequences in everything else. Looking at it from a game design standpoint, that's actually pretty brilliant, the way that works. But I might also be inserting my own assumptions about the game that does not actually exist at the same time. I have done that before. No, we're not going to spare her. We allow the Silver Mallet to pursue their vengeful purification. Celestina, her daughter, and the Sisters of the Unending are all executed on the spot, their heads smashed with the Silver Mallet. Despite its cruel ending, the attack is successful, as the Hollow Maidens, terrorizing Libra, falter and fall before they could come back and assist their mistress. A victory for the light. The remains of Celestina, her daughter, and her Hollow Maidens are buried with a mixture of earth and salt, so nothing will ever grow from their corrupted body. Should we not burn them so they are not reincarnated? The Prior Mother is sure that Certus, the Saint Daughter of Justice, will judge them for their misdeeds. We are finally allowed a sigh of relief. I mean, this is not like the happy ending we think it is, I'm willing to bet. Like, we've baited the cult, who is in opposition to the Black Dawn, and the Black Dawn are coming. Like, I don't know. To celebrate the Silver Mallet's victory, a giant statue is built in the main square of Libra, an armored fighting priestess raising her arms to the sky with a chalice of the cult in one hand and sword of the army in the other. It stands as a proud symbol of our uncompromising devotion and of the Silver Mallet's continuing mission to fight the final remnants of the Sisters of the Unending and all other threats to our faith. It is not necessarily the way I wanted to go with this, but who knows? Looks like we have to make one more decision before we finally finish that lore, and that had better stay within here. Oh wow, we've unlocked more. Did we get this one still? Okay. Okay, I was afraid that maybe once we had completed that, this one was going to disappear. It's kind of hard to tell, Like, I'd like to know which one is going to end a storyline and which one isn't. Alright, let's do this one, because that has the symbol in it. That also has the symbol in it. Victory over the Light Castle Court. Okay, now let's do this one. Fighting beside the Silver Mallet has persuaded many priestesses that the favor of the Mother requires not only intellectual devotion, but also physical perfection. Thus, many monasteries begin training their acolytes with physical exercises at the expense of the sacred texts. The Holy Attendant urges us to restore traditional monastic education. Do we stop the monasteries from adopting the Silver Mallet's exercises? I mean, they say yes. What happens if we say no? Like, this is like, we get battle sisters. Again, another fighting force. Again, another fighting force. Another fighting force. And again, we see huge cost to story. The easy route, no story. Yep. We've got the points, let's spend them. Many monasteries emulate the Silver Mallet's drilling exercises, training the bodies of their priestesses and even teaching them how to fight in single combat. As a consequence, the study of the sacred texts is unfortunately neglected. We don't really give a shit, honestly. Over time, monasteries seeking the Mother's favor through physical exercise unite together in a new monastic order of fighting priestesses, the Order of the Thorny Chalice. Well, I'll be honest with you, when we were first starting out negotiating taking slaves and concubines at the beginning of the game, I never saw myself supporting the rise of a crusading force. That's interesting. Okay, let's go here. A victory for the light. The Prior Mother says that we should erase the name of Celestina from all the records of the realm. However, the Rector believes even vile actions should be preserved as a lesson for future generations. Didn't we have this before? Something similar, right? Like, no, we will not erase knowledge because we need to know things. Wasn't... yeah. Do we erase the name of Celestina from our records? Absolutely not. We will not be doing that nonsense. She who shall not be named bullshit. History is important. Future generations may need to learn from what happened in the past, even though it won't reflect positively upon mankind. Celestina's actions will forever be a part of our kingdom's meticulous reports, especially since I have spent so much damn effort tracking down the ancient civilizations. For knowledge? Remember the Abyss. All mentions of Celestina's devious acts were preserved in our archives, an unforgettable and depressing testament to humanity's ruthless thirst for power. Victory for the light. Silver Mallet. Let's continue on with them. A group of the Sisters of the Unending have occupied a small village near the Nieref forest, taking the population hostage. They will exterminate all of the villagers unless we surrender The Wonders of Concord, a book from the Royal Library regarding the ancient Concord Monastery and the Mark of Alwit. The Silver Mallet wants to free the village by force. Do we allow an attack on the Sisters of the Unending, no matter the risk? Everyone is vehemently opposed to me doing this. We kill the king. That's okay. We need a reign to end. We need a reign to end. See though, like, you can see here, you know, very expensive. You can be boxed into a decision with not having enough points, but, like, this is definitely a thing where I think we do this. Because they're probably going to kill the villagers anyway. Like, villagers are going to die, either choice. I would rather it be on my terms, and not give up anything that would prolong them. Although, I mean, this extends the story too. And the more the story extends, the more opportunities for me to make preparations for the uprising, for the eclipse. But yeah, let's do this. It ends the reign. We can cash out. We get one more thing to build, maybe. 2 if I'm lucky. We'll end with 5 and 6, unless this shoots out the bottom here. We piss off a lot of people. No, commence the attack. We authorize the Silver Mallet to attack the Sisters of the Unending. They lay siege to the small village and crush the heretics with unrelenting resolve, but they can't prevent them from killing all the villagers. Our scholars discovered the monasteries of Lorraine and Concord both hide ancient, unsettling inscriptions of the Mother. We would have discovered the one about the Lorraine one if we'd let that man study there. The other ancient monasteries of the realm are now being studied to investigate further. Okay, so did this unlock story now that I had previously closed off to myself? Because I'm okay with that. It extends the game a bit. Okay, and we are looking now at maybe setting ourselves up for going extreme. Oh boy, yeah, that was a short reign. Well, let's do this one. We'll try making more extreme. I mean, it's possible I won't get anything because I don't make extreme enough decisions. Okay, 5 and 6. That is a lot of wiggle room. I could do the water tank and the intelligence network, which would be smart. I could do this one, hoping that maybe the game will extend further. Like if I had actually done this, it would be 1 down. I would only need 2 more turns. I don't know how much left is in the game. I read, I think it was in one of the Steam reviews for this game, I read that there was like 4 to 6 hours worth in a single playthrough. I think we're approaching the end of that. Oh man, I am gonna be so upset if what I think is gonna happen happens if we don't build this. But it makes more sense to have a... Now wait a minute, this intelligence network is on foreign kingdoms. That is not going to help local. So maybe I should go for castle security instead. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure the time is over for this. I think I've failed my objective to conquer a kingdom, which is really too bad. I'm pretty sure that this one doesn't matter anymore, unless we can catch subversives. If we can maybe catch some Black Dawn people. But I don't think this works either. The only prisoners we ever took were the Ashers. And interrogating them, I mean, what does that do? Let's do the water tank and the building security. God damn it. I know. It has to be. It has to be, like... Well, I mean, this too, right? Like, this seems to have no purpose, but for the cost. For the cost. Well, and because it unlocks so many other things. That's why it's important. Because it's... You have to unlock new innovations that you otherwise are going to have to get through a different playthrough. That's why it's valuable. So what do those unlock? This one, research castle security, opens up new avenues for me. I wasn't paying attention to that. Food pantry is just a thing. Takes a very long time and all it gives you is 2 crowns. Where is that one? That one. Castle renovation. That is what unlocks these. It's too late for that, though. Although this one seems important. And where is the one in the bottom corner there? Extraction technology. Techniques. Unlocks another big one. Okay, well, castle security seems to be important, and I probably should have unlocked that a lot earlier. This renovation plan seems interesting to me, but that's too late for that one. This one. God damn it, that one, I know it's got to be valuable. Look how much stuff. It is super expensive, but it's an end goal thing, and it gives you that many coins, and like what it says it does? Hiding your treasures? Which, like, we have treasures? You know? Like this seemingly pointless thing, right? It makes sense now. It calms animals and depresses humans. Like, that's a defensive weapon right there. Like the morale of the embroidered officers' red iron uniforms or whatever, and like the bombs, for Christ's sake. I know that has to be something important. I think it's too late for me to make it, though. I think we'd be better off with these other things. God. Like, the same feeling I have about that door in the labyrinth that I knew was going to be the wrong one, that's the same gut feeling I have about this thing. Like, this has been here since the beginning of the game. It is an important room. But I think it's too late to make it. Like, I would gamble a lot of my resources on something that might not be there for me when I could potentially still get like a half victory. Maybe. All right. I'm gonna play it safe. Even though this game does not reward people who play it safe, I'm gonna play it safe, and we'll just see. Actually, this is going to take 2 more rains anyway, because that and that are the next rain. Like the end of this rain, and then there's got to be the end of another one. We might last that one. We might not last 3. Well, either way, if they don't complete, then this one wasn't going to complete anyway. So, the decision has been made. Oh, fuck. And we're about to lose our allies. Nothing good is coming of any of this. Alright, victory for the light in Fleur. Sister Tylea, a scholar priestess from Fleur in the Duchy of Bloiden, found striking similarities between Celestina's customs and some obscure chronicles in the royal library about the early years of the mother's presence in the world. She wants to go to the monastery of Lorraine to investigate further, but the prior mother and the Iron Priestess think it's heresy and demand her prosecution. Do we escort Sister Tylea, scholar priestess, to Lorraine's monastery? Yeah? Yeah? Like, holy shit. Like, everybody says absolutely. Like, this one is so obviously correct. We need to know about this shit, right? Sister Tylea is allowed to conduct her research in Lorraine, closely watched by the Silver Mallet. However, many of its officers leave its ranks in protest, outraged by your decision. What she discovers in Lorraine sheds a disconcerting light on the figure of the mother. Tylea has completed a thorough study of what appears to be King Omad's own words. The most interesting part speaks of the mother's 3 rites of blood: creation, transfusion, and infection. It also outlines the circumstances that led to the end of her kingdom. Spirit resides in blood, and the blood of the same family line can allow one's consciousness to move to another body. To allow the transmission of the spirit, the blood of mother and daughter must be mixed within the womb. The ritual requires a long yet thin needle, which ought to pierce the abdomen of the pregnant mother right where the placenta is. Awesome! Unfathomable horrors. We've reached the eclipse. The king was murdered. His attendants found him strangled in his bed with a stylized sun branded on his forehead. You'll note, we did not get to finish all of the missions. There must be a traitor at court, and it is highly probable that it is one of the council members. Every counselor just received a letter from the Black Dawn. We are the shadow that nurtures the new light. We are the Black Dawn. A new sun is rising, and your house risks being extinguished when the old sun dies. We offer you the chance to survive the coming storm and escape extinction. Tomorrow, the restless and the forgotten will act together under our guidance. They will tear this kingdom apart so that it can be reset, renewed, and restarted. Join us. Be the torchbearer of the new light. I mean, like you can see here, the numbers. We have definitely gained numbers to join the traitors. We would be fighting a very losing battle. Interesting that it forces... So, like, our rivals, all the rivals pick the other faction. Okay. Okay, well, we are subversive bastards anyway, right? I guess we'll join the Black Dawn. I mean, it's not about saving the kingdom, it's about winning the game, right? And both of our people are allies. Yeah. I mean, I'm curious. So, like, this must be what they provide. So we have fewer troops. My allies have fewer troops. I have overwhelming numbers. We'll join the Black Dawn. A silent tide has been slowly rising, imperceptibly suffocating our civilization. The Black Dawn has been building a network of contacts and informers since even before the rise of the Kingdom of Ankist. Over the years, it has taken root in our society, enlisting many representatives of our nobility, army, common people, and even members of the court among its ranks. Many were convinced by the Black Dawn's suave promises. Some joined the conspiracy for glory, some for gain, some even for conviction, willing to extinguish this age and bring about a new light. Many people joined them, rich and poor, priestesses and merchants, guards and soldiers. Even some of the great houses, blinded by their pride, pledged their service to the Black Dawn. Are we the baddies? The Council is confronted with a complete breakdown of the kingdom's infrastructure. The usual flux of communication is interrupted. We stop receiving reports, and our orders can't be transmitted. The sinews of the kingdom are effectively severed, and the Council is blinded from what is going on outside Libra. Inside the capital, hordes of people, the sleeper agents of the Black Dawn, flood the streets to steal, rape, kill, and burn whomever they please. The violent incidents are too many and too dire to recount, as many act out of their most repressed feral instincts. The guards struggle to contain them, as the most competent officers are either dead, missing, or among the ranks of the traitors. Only a conjoined effort by the loyal houses and their guards could stem the tide in the kingdom's favor and restore order. The final battle that will decide the fate of Ankist has begun. Did I give the defenders all of the goods? That is something that I did not really consider. You know, I was building all these defenses and shit. Did I give them stuff? Or is this my opportunity now to steal? To steal the things that aren't in the treasure vault? Can you set up the kingdom to fail? Is that how that works? I don't know. I'm going to end this one here. I think we'll finish the game next time.